Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land, town, USA. It's your boy, Nick King. How are you feeling today? I'm feeling pretty good. You know why I'm feeling good? I'm feeling good because I love snack foods, and I'm about to eat a whole lot of them. I don't know how many of you out there are familiar with a little television program called The Eric Andre Show. It's a sketch comedy interview, complete and total madness program on Adult Swim on Cartoon Network, hosted by comedian Eric Andre, co-hosted by comedian Hannibal Buress. And on one particular episode of this show, there's a segment called Hannibal's Pretzels.
It's time for Hannibal's Pretzels.
In this segment, Hannibal Buress is tasked with eating several different brands of pretzels, attempting to compare and contrast and ultimately rank them. After only getting a couple of brands of pretzels into the experiment, he comes to the insane conclusion that, quote, pretzels is the same.
Pretzels are the same.
Now, I'm not here to slander Hannibal Buress' name. I think that he was really trying his best, but I do disagree with the conclusion that he came to. Of course, not all pretzels is the same. There are so many different kinds of pretzels, and he was really only eating the same shape. From brand to brand, there's so much variation, I really don't think he took enough factors into consideration. So what I am here today to find out is pretzels really the same? I have 10 different kinds of pretzels that I'm going to be sampling, and I have constructed a 4-point metric on which to judge them. These pretzels will be evaluated based on, first and foremost, taste. Second and second most, mouthfeel. The third thing I'm going to be taking into consideration is the quality of the pretzel's packaging. And the fourth, and perhaps most important quality, the snackability. I don't want to waste too much more time here with the preamble, so I'd like to dive right in. Our first pretzel is the Rolled Gold Tiny Twist. This is a classic pretzel, a rolled gold standard, if you will. I think this is going to be a solid baseline for which I can judge the remainder of the pretzels I will be sampling today. All right. I mean, that's a classic pretzel. The taste on these things is buttery smooth. That being said, it is kind of a basic flavor. So for taste, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 7. Mouthfeel. These are a little thin. I could even see these like sticking the roof of your mouth like the way Captain Crunch does. Maybe not the kindest sensation inside of your mouth. These things like breaking apart in thin little like bird bones. Like I'm eating a whole dense bird. Mouthfeel, I'm going to have to knock this one down a point or so. I'm going to give it a 6. Packaging. The color scheme seems a little outdated. And one thing that I like to see on a snack package is some cool information or maybe a funny little bit of text on the back. All we have here is a twist on a classic snack. Add some hummus to your Rolled Gold Tiny Twist pretzel break. A twist on a classic snack. They put it in a different font. Try to make it seem like a real clever pun. You can try harder than that, Rolled Gold. I'm going to knock some points off for packaging on this one. I'm only going to give it a 4. Snackability. These are structurally sound enough. You can be dipping them all day. Hummus, guacamole, mustard, cheese, whatever you're dipping your pretzels into. Snackability, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and give it a 9. So that does it for the Rolled Gold Tiny Twist. Very solid baseline for your pretzel snacking needs. The next pretzel I'm going to eat, we have soft pretzels. So here it is on its little plate. I just got this thing out of the oven. These are frozen soft pretzels. I bought these from Pack and Save. So we've got big crystals of salt on this thing. Big ol' squishy pretzel. Still warm out of the oven. Without further ado. The taste on this is honestly kind of bland. Most of the flavor experience that I'm getting is coming from the big crystals of salt that were stuck onto the pretzel. Yeah, I'm going to have to give this one a 5 for taste. Mouthfeel. The mouthfeel on this pretzel, I'm kind of going back and forth. I do love how soft and chewy it is. I'm going to go ahead and give that one an 8. Packaging. At first glance, this packaging does not seem all that impressive, but what I do like about it is this high-res close-up photo of this pretzel looking beautifully golden brown. You get the big crystals of salt all over. The packaging's fine. I'm going to give it a 6. You know what? I'm kind of turning around on the taste here. I'm getting some nice bits where The pretzel was more thoroughly cooked in the oven. The dough has a bit more warmth to it. So I'm going to bump the taste back up to a 6. It's grown on me. Now, snackability. The problem with these pretzels is you got to cook them. So it's not just like a snack that you can bring with you in the car. You have to be somewhere with a heating implement, ideally an oven or a toaster oven. You can microwave these. There's directions for microwaving, but unless you're a child who doesn't know how an oven works, I wouldn't recommend it. You're gonna sacrifice taste. You're gonna sacrifice mouthfeel. Although it makes a great snack if you're at home, it doesn't take long to cook, 4 minutes in a 400-degree oven. The fact that they need to be heated, it is gonna detract some points. So I'm gonna have to give snackability a 6 on this one. Up next on the roster, Snack Factory Pretzel Crisps. A modern twist on an old favorite. Again, we have that pretzel pun one more time. They are these flat, baked, somewhat pretzel-shaped crisps. They're not quite chips, they're not quite crackers, they're not Chackers. Remember that terrible commercial?
Or chip or cracker, it's a chacker.
Chacker.
The bag says deli style. I don't really know what that means. Do they have these in delis? Crunch them, crack them, dip them, stack them. That's what the back of the bag says. That's pretty snappy. The taste is fine. Nothing too special about it, but it's not bad either. I'll give the taste a 7. Mouthfeel. They're very kind of brittle, sometimes even jagged. I don't know if this is necessarily the texture that you want in a pretzel. It's different, but I don't know if it's better. For mouthfeel, I'm gonna have to knock this one down to a 5. Packaging, it's not bad. Vertical stripes, very slimming. We've got some good information on the back, some suggestions whether you like them plain, dipped, or paired with your favorite toppings. We're sure you'll enjoy this wholesome snack as much as we do. Touting your food product as wholesome? It's a bold move. Appeals to the family, broad audience. The colors are kind of plain. This pretzel graphic, they're just kind of sitting, floating, not on a surface. Weirdly photoshopped, no sense of dimension. If the graphic were a little stronger, I would feel better giving this more points. But because these pretzels are just floating in an empty vacuum of nothingness, I'm gonna have to give the packaging a 6. Onto snackability. So it's like the bag says, you can dip these, you can stack toppings on them like you might a Ritz cracker, or you can just eat them plain on the side of your plate if you're having a nice sandwich for lunch. There's a lot of ways you could go with this. For snackability, I'm gonna have to give this one an 8. Moving on to number 4, a pretzel that you're probably all pretty familiar with, the Pretzel Rod. And these are from Snyder's of Hanover. The taste is pretty good. Nice and toasty. You can even see there's some like little char marks on the bottom of it. I'm gonna have to give these a 7. You know what? Maybe even an 8. Now the mouthfeel. Because these pretzels are so thick, it does tend to get very dry in the center. If you don't have a glass of water, it can be a bit of a trudge. Unfortunately, for that reason, the Snyder's rods, I'm gonna have to give them a mouthfeel score of 4. Now onto the packaging. The front is pretty plain. Got this little window here through which you can see the pretzels. But on the back, we've got some good text. They're big, they're crunchy,
they're hearty.
It's a nice little blurb. Just what you expect from Snyder's of Hanover Rod's pretzel. Perfect for dipping or decorating. So many ways to enjoy. And that's true. The packaging is plain. I'll give it a 6. Now the snackability. On its own, the Snyder's Pretzel Rod is not the easiest snack. As I said, it's a bit dry, so eating through lots of them is maybe not going to be the best experience. That being said, they're very dippable. Another thing that I like to do when I was a kid with these pretzel rods is you just put them in your mouth like this, like a cigar or something. And then I would just kind of suck the salt off and then just continue to not chew it and just kind of roll it around in my mouth until it got soggy. Am I disgusting? Is that disgusting? Was I disgusting? Am I disgusting? Am I going to be disgusting forever? Anyway, snackability gets an 8. Trying to move on to the next pretzel, but this pretzel's so dry. This next pretzel is one that I've never had before. I'm going to be tasting it here for the first time ever. This is the unique brand Splits pretzel. Not really sure what to expect from them, but I'm very excited to try this pretzel. The taste on this is pretty good. They're very dark, they're very thoroughly baked, which I like. Pretty good, I'm gonna give the taste an 8. As far as mouthfeel is concerned, it's a big crunch. They're pretty hard, but there are also these pockets of air. It's really kind of interesting. If you're someone who's having some dental issues, maybe you got soft teeth, maybe your teeth are full of holes, these might be a difficult eat for you. Just a little tough to break through that skin, that pretzel skin. I'm gonna give the mouthfeel on these a 5. The packaging on these pretzels is pretty spectacular, I'm not gonna lie. we've got a close-up image of the pretzel with arrows pointing to different aspects of the pretzel, the bubbles, the beneath the surface area, the deep grooves. We have a nice blurb on the back about the baking process of these pretzels, which is pretty interesting, about the family who created these pretzels, which is pretty interesting. Just a very handsome looking bag. I'm really into this bag. I'm gonna give the packaging an 8, only taking off points because splits is in quotation marks, and then the unique on the back is in quotation marks. I don't like superfluous quotation marks. On to snackability. After eating only a couple of these, my jaw's already getting tired. Crunching through that tough exterior over and over again. I don't see this as being a very durational snack. You know, like you grab a couple of these and then you're good. Otherwise, it's like you're gonna pull a jaw muscle trying to plow through a bag of these things. For that reason, I'm gonna have to give the snackability a 5. Up next on the list, we have the brand From the Ground Up with their cauliflower pretzels. Now, I had to grab a bag of these because I'm trying to show a little love to all of our friends out there with celiacs. Big up. Big up. If you're a gluten-free homie and you just need to get your pretzel fix, here's one of your options. I'm really curious about how these are gonna taste. Let's snack away. Now, I'm not a BSer, and I want my gluten-free friends out there to have snacks that they can enjoy. But these cauliflower pretzels do not taste very good. It tastes like burnt vegetable, that acrid kind of flavor. Unfortunately for flavor, I'm gonna have to give these a 3. The mouthfeel here is strong though. With some pretzels, you'll get like a very crunchy exterior and then kind of like a dry interior. But these things are airy and they kind of melt in your mouth a little bit. As much as the flavor isn't doing it for me, the mouthfeel is really nice. It's almost like they're less crunchy and more crispy. I'm gonna have to give the mouthfeel a 9 on this one. The packaging on this is pretty solid. The color scheme, the design, it's very current looking. There's all kinds of good information on the back. It talks about the company, talks about the product. Kudos to whoever does design work for From the Ground Up, because this is a strong looking bag. This bag looks strong. I'm gonna give the packaging on this an 8. Now weirdly, even though I said I didn't like the taste of these, I'm still eating them. There's just something about, what do they put in these things? Although it's not great, I could see myself, you know, in a snack pinch for I'm trying to be healthy or something. I could probably run through a few decent handfuls of these. And because there's no gluten, you're not gonna feel heavy from eating a lot of them, maybe, I don't know. I'm not a food scientist. So despite the off-putting flavor, I do think that these are relatively snackable. I'm gonna give the snackability on this one a 6. All right, up next on the roster. Number 7, the Trader Joe's Peanut Butter Pretzel Nuggets. So this is the first one on our list that is not just a pretzel, but contains another flavor in it. I'm definitely someone who enjoys peanut butter, and these pretzels deliver. It's not skimping on that PB, and the flavor of the pretzel is nice as well. For taste, I'm gonna give this a 9. I think it's really well balanced. Now onto mouthfeel. The initial bite is very satisfying. You crunch right through that sort of thin pretzel exterior into the soft peanut buttery middle. The problem that we're running up against, what do pretzels do? They dry your mouth out. What does peanut butter do? It dries your mouth out. When you compound these two ingredients, it is like an arid mesa. My tongue is like an arid mesa. Like an arid mesa. You definitely don't want to be snacking on these nuggets. So you can even hear my voice is like, you definitely don't want to snack on these nuggets if you don't have a drink. Between the really satisfying first bite and the somewhat difficult following bites, I'm going to give the mouthfeel, I don't know, like a 7. Onto packaging. What a boring looking bag. 3-color print, blue, white, black. Mostly transparent, which is nice because you can see the quantity of the snack very clearly, but the design's not really interesting at all. There's no information on the back, no story. I want to know your story. Tell me your story. Hey, snacks. Hey, snacks. Tell me your story. Packaging is very kind of blasé. I'm tempted to give it like a 3. Now, snackability. These things are exactly the kind of size that you're looking for in a snack. You can do one of these. Take 2. You can do one of these. Take 3. You can do one of these. Take 4. You can do one of these.
Super easily.
They're very poppable, you know, like, I'm gonna pop them. I'm just gonna pop them. I keep popping. Pop them. I'm gonna pop them. Pop them. I'm just gonna pop them. So just based on size and shape alone, these get a lot of points for snackability, but some points have got to be knocked off due to the fact that they will suck all of the moisture out of your body and replace it with a peanut buttery sludge. Snackability, it's going to get a 7. All right, next on the list, we've got another Snyder's of Hanover product, the Jalapeno Pretzel Pieces. Right off the bat, you can see on the bag all kinds of ingredients. We've got jalapeno peppers, onions, garlic, what looks like a chili powder, or a cayenne pepper. It smells very jalapeno forward. Smells like it's going to be a bit of a spice, which I like. I like a nice spice. You definitely get a lot of that jalapeno pepper flavor in it. It's nice and spicy. It's very rich, kind of a complex bite, honestly. The flavor on that is very good. I'm going to give that a 9. But how does it feel in that mouth? Very dense, very, very crunchy. Sometimes a little bit too crunchy. I feel like I really got to power through some of those bites. I'm going to give the mouthfeel a 6. Now the packaging. I already mentioned how much I love the graphic on the front. We've got the pretzels receding backwards into space. We've got all of the other ingredients on display. On the back, we've got a little blurb. Wow! Bursting with flavor. The perfect way to describe the delicious Snyder's of Hanover jalapeno pretzel pieces. We've got a big yum, bold flavor. There's a lot of braggadocio on the back of this bag. You know what? No one likes a braggart. Packaging gets a 6. As far as snackability is concerned, the coating on those pretzels is very salty and kind of sludgy. It almost starts to like build up in your mouth, which I feel would be unpleasant over time. It's also pretty spicy. Eating a lot of those over and over again, they might do a number on your tum-tum, although they are very delicious. Snackability is only going to get a 5. Number 9 on the list, the unique brand Sourdough craft beer pretzel rings. Now, I'm not a craft beer person or even a beer person at all, but I'm very curious. It seems like it's going to be an interesting flavor. It says on the package that there's added malted barley and hops. They're much bigger than I expected them to be. I thought it'd be like a bunch of little rings, but they're pretty sizable. Honestly, I thought the flavor was going to be a lot more interesting, but they're kind of bland. I mean, they're not bad, but it just doesn't really seem like there's that much special about them. I'm going to give the taste a 6. Now for mouthfeel, these are running into the same problem that the rods were having, which is that because the pretzel is so thick, it's really dry in the middle. The mouthfeel is also going to get a 6. Now, the packaging on these is clearly spectacular. The bag tricked me, a non-beer drinker, into buying beer pretzels. We've got beautiful banners on the front, a lot of really great information on the back, about the history of the pretzel. There's a graphic on the back that talks about how there's only 7 ingredients. Sunflower oil, real malted barley and hops. I mean, this packaging is just great. Just what a great bag. Hang this bag in a museum. Get this bag a spot in the Guggenheim. Packaging gets a 9. Now, snackability, they're dense and dry, thick, and the flavor isn't really enough to keep you coming back over and over again. But it almost seems like the intention of this pretzel is to pair it with other things, allowing it to boost and be boosted by a variety of flavors and textures. So maybe there's some potential here that I'm not seeing. For that reason, I'm going to be a little bit more generous than I'm inclined to. I'll give the snackability a 5. The 10th and final pretzel on the lineup today, the Trader Joe's dark chocolate covered mini pretzels. I figured I would end with a dessert pretzel. This seemed like it would add a nice variety to the selection. And away we go. Wow, that is so delicious. The rich sweetness of the dark chocolate paired with a little bit of salt on the pretzel. Because the chocolate is so dark, there's some bitterness to it. It is an absolute flavor sensation. Fitting that it would be the last pretzel in the lineup because it's going to be the first 10 that I've given out all today. The taste of these things is a 10 out of 10. The mouthfeel is very interesting. Having the soft chocolate on the outside and the crunchy pretzel on the inside gives it this really nice bite. A little bit sludgy, so it doesn't necessarily go down the smoothest. But all in all, it's great. The mouthfeel is a solid 8. Now, unfortunately, again, Trader Joe's needs to up their packaging game. This bag looks disgusting. The photo of the pretzels that make up the background of the design is blurry, and it's blown up in such a way that the ridges of the chocolate just make the whole thing look like a ceaselessly churning mass of eldritch goo in the furthest pits of the darkest realms of our, nether earth. These pretzels look like the howling spirits of countless restless undead emerging from swamps. And it's scary, and it makes me upset. They try to make it fancy with this little goldish panel on the side, but there's no escaping the horror. There's no end to the nightmare. So the first 10 of the day is also going to get the first 2 of the day. Packaging gets a 2. I'm going to hide this bag behind my laptop so I don't have to confront the demons. As far as snackability is concerned, they're delicious. They feel good to eat, all major points, but they're so rich, and it's such a treat. You should only eat a few of those at a time. At the end of your day, you had a long day, you need a little bit of a reward, a pick-me-up. Go for the Trader Joe's dark chocolate-covered mini pretzels. That's not something you buy a bag of for a road trip. If you eat too many handfuls of those things, you're going to get sick. You're going to feel real sick. But because they're so delicious, snackability, it's still going to get a 6. Okay. I have sampled 10 different pretzels from several different brands, each one of them with their own strengths and weaknesses. It's time to count up the final totals and see which pretzels reign supreme. The Rolled Gold Tiny Twists had a taste score of 7, a mouthfeel score of 6, a packaging score of 4, and a snackability score of 9, giving it a total score of 26. The Signature Select Soft Pretzels scored 6, 8, 6, 6, giving it a total score also of 26. The Snack Factory Pretzel Chips scored 7, 5, 6, and 8, giving this a total score of 26. The Snyder's Rods scored 8, 4, 6, and 8 for a total score of 26. The Unique Splits scored 8, 5, 8, and 5 for a total score of 26. The Cauliflower Pretzels scored 3, 9, 8, and 6 for a total score of 26. Trader Joe's Peanut Butter, total score of 26. Snyder's Jalapeno, total score of 26. The Unique Sourdough Rings, total score of 26. And the Trader Joe's Chocolate Pretzels had a total score of 26. I set out today to prove Hannibal Buress wrong, that not all pretzels is the same. But after rigorously evaluating as diverse a pool of pretzels as I could muster, having them all score identically, I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt, Pretzels is the same. Thanks for watching this video, I guess. Make sure to drop this video a thumbs yes. Crunch that MF subscribe button. Please console me in the comments, or, tell me about your favorite pretzels or whatever. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. This has been your most humble boy, Nick King. Love for friends.